Hi, welcome to A-Level Photography. My name's Beverly Rogerson and I'm course leader. Today I'm going to show you a little taster or an insight into what we do on the course. I'm going to look at doing some photography with some students so you actually get to see what the students do in real life as well. Okay? Right, everybody, so I'm going to introduce today an artist, so someone that you've not seen before. So we're going to look at somebody that works with glass and light, and the purpose of this is to teach you or to recall all of the information that we've done previously in the introduction section. So you've all studied composition, so now what we want to do is put that into practice and your knowledge and start to photograph some pieces of glassware and to use light as part of that. So the artist that we're going to look at today is someone that works with different colours and shapes, and the name is Aaron Dyer. So it's really key that when we look at an artist that we really study them, that we really look and think about how that they have composed that image, because that is going to then be implemented into your own photographic work. What you need to make sure that you're doing it, you're taking the key information away from this. So when you look at this photograph, for example, what key information can you see that you need to replicate into your own imagery? And I'm going to just ask you, Phoebe, what kind of background do you need to have there? Yeah, so that's really important for you guys, that when you're doing this is that you're getting this white and clear background, okay? So the aim of today and the task for you guys will be working in pairs, and I want you to talk to one another, and I want you to really work together for this. So you're not going to get a really beautiful set of images if you just sort of do this and you sort of do this independently, because you're going to be an assistant and a photographer. So working in pairs, I want you to experiment with lighting and shadows. You're going to both aim to capture around 10 to 15 images that show good examples of colour and shape. Okay? One of you will be the lighting assistant, and the lighting assistant will need your phone. So normally we would say no phones, but today we need to use that resource. So you're going to have your mobile phone, and you're going to have it out, and you're going to use the torch as the light source. The other one will be the photographer, and you will be the one capturing the image. So think about the artist and how he has used stark white backgrounds. You may find that you have a slight gradient. You may find that it's maybe slightly off-white. We can combat that later in Photoshop. Consider your position though, it is key. So don't go down where you're going to capture anything in the background where you're seeing people. It is important that you try and do it from above, and you are minimising the amount of table space that you are doing. Framing is important because you don't want to capture any paper edges if possible. Okay, I'm going to do a little demonstration at the front so you can see how your light source and shining that light through the glass will then sort of go into play into your own photo shoot. Okay, so I'll just grab my phone and I'm going to turn the lights off. So, as I mentioned, you'll need your torch on your phone. So you switch your torch on, put it up to the extreme brightness, so as bright as it can go, because that way you're going to give your camera enough light to capture the photograph. Even though to your eye, what you can see is evenly exposed, your camera isn't as sensitive as your actual human eye. Okay, so it's important that you turn the brightness up to give yourself the best opportunity for the right exposure. Okay, so the lighting assistant, try having the camera or the phone in different positions, so move it around, and as you can see what you're getting is the sort of glass shadows forming in different areas. You can get them really stretched out, or you can have them minimal. Think about the positioning of the glass. Don't just keep them exactly where they are now. Move them around. Practice with that. Okay? You can get in close. You can get in far away, but do try and stay from above. The other thing you need to be aware of when you're doing this is you need to be aware of your own shadow. So It's hard for me to do this because obviously I don't have a second person, but what you will find is sometimes that other person casts a shadow. So just be polite and say, oh, can you move this way and move that way? You know, and you can even just say sort of like, oh, just a little bit more to the left, because as photographers, you are getting into that stage now of wanting things to be done more accurately in camera and being less reliant now on Photoshop. Okay, so with that in mind, we're going to start and have a go at this. So I'll pass this back to you. So if you want to grab your phones out, get your phone torches on for me. And I want you to stand up, don't just be static, okay? So it will mean that you're actually standing up and getting into position. Ask the assistant just to slowly pan around, and then for every shot that you take, it will be slightly different, okay? Ask her to move in and to move out as well. Just be careful, because what you're finding here is that you've got a mass of shadows, whereas if you have them separately, what you'll get is separate shadows, and you're starting to see the colours and the shapes a bit more, okay? So just be aware of that as you're doing it. Exactly the same, so take it in turns to take the photographs, and every time you hear the camera click, just move your light ever so slightly, just so each shot and each frame is completely different to the next. You could even take it as far as when you hear the click, move it down or move it, or just take it upon yourself, so you're working together and then you're really thinking about how each photograph is going to be different. So obviously we would end this session where the students would upload their images onto the Mac computers, and we would create contact sheets, and then we would start looking at those images and refining them and starting to select some to carry forward into editing. Well, thank you very much for logging in and looking at my little taster session today. Hopefully we'll get to see you in person during some of our open events. If you do have any questions or you want any more information, you can contact the college via the email address which is on our website, or you can make a phone call and ask for my name, which is Beverly Rogerson, and email me directly. Well, hope to see you soon, and thank you for watching.